Yesh.
In la Yesh.
Tú eres mi otro yo.
Tú eres mi otro yo.
You are my other me.
You are my other me.
We're not just asking kids to study history in this class, we're asking kids to be a part of it.
So today we're at Hecho in Westwood. It's our community space that we have here on Morrison Road where we run our after-school youth programming. We do an after-school Danza Mexica program, and today we're running our Hecho en Arte youth program. It's a series of 8-week classes that we offer leading up to each of the community events that we host. This one specifically is our Hecho en Arte activism through printmaking class.
So Cinco in Westwood has been going for about 5 years at this point. It's one of the largest Cinco de Mayo celebrations in the state of Colorado, in the largest Latino, the youngest neighborhood in the city and county of Denver. And so it's really important in this neighborhood that folks who live here have cultural events that represent our culture and our identities, and to be really intentional about how the young people in this community are involved in the process of that. We decided to launch some cultural education classes and art making classes to involve young people in the process of not just learning about the history of Cinco de Mayo, about why we celebrate those things in this city, in a place like this. We started unearthing really history through symbols and why symbols have been super present in conveying history. Cinco de Mayo, when we brought the kids, one of the first questions that we asked was, what do you know about Cinco de Mayo? And we got what our culture currently teaches us. We got Modelo beers and tacos and piñatas and kids confusing it with Dia de Muertos and not understanding some of those pieces, which is a testament to the place that the young people who are growing up in our communities don't know about our histories, not because it's their fault, but because nobody is teaching it to them. And Cinco de Mayo has a really long history, but it's also only one day, one battle in one war. But it's really revered on this place because it was popularized by folks in this neighborhood 50 years ago during the Chicano movement. Folks in this neighborhood and in places across the United States decided to really celebrate Cinco de Mayo as an anti-colonial holiday of poor Mexican farm workers outnumbered 10-1 fight off the French Empire, debatably at the time the greatest military in the world. And it's important nowadays that we know that history, because if the French had beat the Mexicans, then the French would have supported the Confederacy and we would not have the United States as we know it today. So in a time where we are villainizing immigrants and where we are diminishing the role of poor people and farm workers in our country, where we're rolling back labor protections, where brown folks who speak Spanish are being picked up by a federal immigration enforcement, it's more important now than ever that we study where we've been and how we've resisted that. Printmaking, public mural making, screen printing were largely popularized during the Mexican Revolution of 1910. The Mexican government at the time had diminished public works to the point that the literacy rate in Mexico during the Mexican Revolution was below 20%. And so how do you teach a people a history if they can't read? And so public murals and Las Tres Grandes started conveying anti-colonial history through public muralism, screen printing, because it was a mass distribution technique that if you couldn't make it to the mural, then those symbols could make their way to you.
We taught the kids all about, political advocacy, especially in the Chicano community, and how important art has been for Chicanos and for Mexicanos in the United States. So we're going to give the youth the opportunity to sell their own prints, and we're also working with them on creating screen prints. So they're going to be screen printing tote bags and t-shirts. So we're going to give them the opportunity to not only give back to the community, but give them the chance to sell their own art and give them like a little taste of what it's like being an artist and creating your own work and selling your own work. I come from here in Westwood, and I think giving, the youth the opportunity to work with us and create something so beautiful and just kind of create a sense of community as well. I think it's been, super inspiring.
It does take multiple hands to create these events. So many people are coming together to make this event happen. And we're always looking for new people to come in and join, share their talents, but also just contribute, and always grateful to the neighborhood and community for helping to make this event possible.
It's been real moving to sit with young people as they develop their own political takes and they figure out their own symbols, to figure out how they want to help our community, who are all in the same shared boat. fight against things like deportation and critique systems of public safety that are more violent to communities like us than anybody else. And so it's been real moving and also just really grateful to be a part of it.
It's important for us to be able to get a grasp of our reality, especially in a time, where there's a lot of demonization of our people and people in our culture as a whole. I think it's important for us to, really hold each other closely and work with each other.
Huey Newton says that revolution, that young people inherit the revolution. And I do agree with that sentiment. I only extend it a slight bit further, that I don't think young people inherit the revolution. I think young people are the revolution. If we have anything to learn about why we study Cinco de Mayo nowadays, is that freedom is a constant struggle, that folks for a long time on this part of the world who hold identities that we do have faced challenges with before. And if we look back at history, we just might be able to know where to go in the future. So.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.